Hey guys, SGT here with the silver update for Sunday night. A lot to cover tonight, and silver's up 27 cents to about $23.50, and it doesn't matter. If silver was at 30, we'd keep buying. If silver was at 20, we'd buy hand over fist. And the reason we'd keep buying is because of things like this. Bloomberg had an interview this weekend with Professor Black, who's the author of The Best Way to Rob a Bank is to Own One, in which Mr. Black said the following: securitized mortgage instruments are all fraudulent. The Fed is holding a huge amount of these as collateral, and they are valueless. The manufacturers of these are, under commercial and criminal statute and law, criminals. And the interviewer just about jumped out of her chair. And I'm quoting Jim Sinclair: all that's left is QE to infinity. It's not a choice, it's all that remains for the Fed to do. Now, in addition, Zero Hedge is reporting with some back-of-the-envelope math. By their calculations, along with a Goldman Sachs strategist's math, the Fed probably needs to print somewhere in the neighborhood of $4 trillion. You can go to Zero Hedge and look up that story if you'd like. Now on to a very important letter I want to share with you, written by Harvey Organ. He sent this letter to the CFTC, to Commissioner O'Malley. There is a judge over at the CFTC by the last name of Levine who apparently has been corrupt to the core for as long as he's been a judge. And anyone bringing a case to the CFTC alleging fraud against the big banks, against anybody, is going to lose that case, and indeed has lost that case time and time again, which would explain why the CFTC has yet to do anything in terms of silver manipulation. So Harvey wrote a letter, and I'm going to jump to the meat of it. Harvey's reporting that because of this massive manipulation, countries like Russia, China, and South Korea have been able to drain the COMEX of inventory and demand physical metals. Harvey is predicting that unless the CFTC clamps down on this massive corruption, the LBMA and the COMEX will default. He says it appears we are headed that way. He goes on to say, it seems that the manipulative huge short position implemented by JP Morgan and HSBC has kept the price of gold and silver too low. The resultant action is the accumulation of physical precious metals by sovereign accounts, and these countries then load the boat with the metal and move it onto their shores. A default would be catastrophic, but it looks to me like that is where it is heading. You cannot say we didn't warn you. This is Harvey to the CFTC. There's another subject that is deeply disturbing, Harvey writes. It seems that Judge Painter, who is retiring from the CFTC, handed over all of his cases, and not one of those cases was the silver manipulation case. Painter is alleging that Judge Levine told him that there was not going to be any findings for a complainant at any CFTC hearing. It seems that Judge Levine is handling the silver probe case, and I guess that explains why we haven't seen any findings on the matter. Harvey goes on to say, with the scandal at the MBS arena starting to pick up speed, he feels it's imperative that the CFTC sets examples that we do have fair and non-manipulative markets, and I could not agree more. This is a time of rampant, total fraud, systematic corruption, stretching all the way to the CFTC, through the SEC, and on up into the highest ranks of Wall Street and our government. This is why we are buying and will continue to buy silver. Thanks for watching, and have a great week.